I started Jake Paul off.
Mike Tyson has finally spoken up after Jake Paul hit him during the recent Dmitry versus Artur face-off. The boxing legend made a surprising appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel, where he shared his thoughts about the fight at the Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev Showdown. Tyson called the whole situation disrespectful and suggested that Jake may have gone too far. He didn't hold back when he criticized Jake, saying, "That kid's got no respect. He's poking the wrong bear, and he's going to regret it." Tyson also hinted that this situation is drawing a lot of attention to the upcoming fight on November 15th, 2024. Jake, being Jake, is only making things worse by posting cryptic messages and taking shots at Tyson on social media. Mike recently sat down with Jimmy Kimmel for what was supposed to be a casual chat about his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. However, the conversation quickly got heated when they talked about their famous backstage brawl. Tyson usually stays calm in interviews, but this time he was visibly angry. He made it clear he's ready to stop Jake Paul's hype once and for all. When Jimmy asked about the brawl, Tyson didn't hold back, calling Jake reckless and disrespectful. But the real fire came when Tyson talked about their upcoming fight. He said, "I'm going to shut that kid down for good. He's been running his mouth for too long, and I'm the one who's going to stop him." Tyson is more fired up than ever and is determined to end Jake's hype in 2024. Tyson doesn't just want to win. He wants to make a statement. He's been planning every move to take down Jake. And let's be real, Tyson is not someone you want to face in the ring. It's crazy, but Tyson is the one who actually put Jake on the map. Back in 2020, when Tyson fought Roy Jones Jr., Jake fought on the undercard, and Tyson gave him the chance to show off his skills. Now, in 2024, Jake is a big name in the fight world, making millions and attracting huge crowds. But Tyson isn't impressed. He's said multiple times that he feels responsible for giving Jake his big break, and now he sees it as his job to end Jake's rise.
Fight with Roy Jones, I allowed him to fight on the card, and I decided I started him.
If you haven't heard, let me catch you up. Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev were having a face-off to hype up their big fight on October 12th, 2024.
Matter, I mentioned at the top, you've had fighters from 147 to 168 to call you out, right? Some big names. Why Camille?
These two guys are very tough fighters, and fans were excited to see them trash-talk each other on stage. But here's the twist. While Dmitry and Artur were trying to grab attention, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson ended up taking the spotlight and making the headlines. So here's what happened. Jake and Mike bumped into each other backstage, and both of their teams were there, which was basically a setup for chaos. Jake Paul, being Jake Paul, loves getting attention, and if there's a chance to stir things up, he's all in, and that's exactly what happened. When Jake saw Mike, he didn't waste any time. He started making comments to try to upset Tyson. Mike, being the legend he is, didn't react right away. He's been in the game for decades and knows how to deal with trash talkers like Jake. Mike stayed calm, which is impressive considering Jake's constant jabs. But then Jake crossed the line. Trash talk is one thing, but when Jake started making comments about Tyson's family, that's when things got serious. For Mike, family is off limits. You can call him anything, but bring up his family and it's a whole different story. Mike snapped back, and this time, he wasn't holding back. At first, it was just words, and Mike fired back with some strong lines. But Jake, being Jake, decided to make things worse. Instead of backing off, he threw a punch at Mike right then and there. And I'm just going to say it, Jake made a huge mistake. Tyson may be older, but he's still one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. When someone like Jake decides to throw a punch at a legend, it's not going to end well. What started as a verbal argument turned into a full-blown fight, with both teams getting involved. It wasn't just Mike and Jake throwing punches, it turned into complete chaos. Security rushed in to break things up, but by then, punches had already been thrown, and the damage was done. People were knocked over, and chaos broke out backstage. Before anyone knew it, the world was buzzing about the Tyson-Paul brawl. Dmitry and Artur's face-off, which should have been the main talk of the night, got overshadowed by Jake and Mike's drama. And honestly, can you blame people? A fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is a story too big to ignore. Fans have been talking about the possibility of these two fighting for months, but it seems like Jake couldn't wait for the official fight and ended up causing one of the biggest backstage brawls in recent memory. Now, November 15th, 2024, is set to be an explosive night at the AT&T Arena in Arlington, Texas. The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight has everyone talking, and after that insane backstage brawl, the hype is through the roof. Fans are going wild and the excitement is building fast. This isn't just another fight, it's going to be a historic event. Let's be real. On paper, Jake Paul might seem to have the edge, mostly because of his age. Jake is 27 and in his athletic prime, while Mike Tyson is 58. But don't forget, Tyson is still a beast in the ring. The backstage brawl showed us that despite the age gap, Mike isn't backing down. Jake might be younger, faster, and have more social media fame. Tyson is a legend for a reason. His fight IQ is off the charts. He's fought and beaten some of the most dangerous fighters in boxing history. Jake built his career by fighting social media stars, former athletes, and MMA fighters, but Mike has been fighting the best of the best since the 80s. Let's look at the numbers. Jake Paul has a 9-1 record, which is impressive for someone who started as a YouTuber. He's beaten fighters like Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva, but Mike Tyson's record is legendary. 50 wins, 44 by knockout, and he's a former undisputed heavyweight champion. Tyson was knocking people out long before Jake even knew how to ride a bike. Age might be on Jake's side, but Mike's experience and legendary skills give him the ultimate advantage. Tyson has fought against fighters like Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and Frank Bruno, fighters who would easily beat Jake Paul. Mike Tyson isn't just another fighter. He's one of the greatest of all time. That's something numbers can't measure. Jake has made a big jump in boxing, but Tyson's career is legendary. He became the youngest heavyweight champion at just 20 years old, and his power, movement, and mind games in the ring are unmatched. Jake might be confident, but he's never fought anyone like Mike Tyson. Fans are excited not just because of Jake's fame or Tyson's history, but because this is a true clash of generations. After that backstage brawl, it's clear that this fight is going to be personal. Jake may be younger, but Tyson's experience and killer instinct make him a dangerous opponent, even at 58. So don't count out Iron Mike. This fight is anyone's game. Tyson admitted he's been watching Jake's fights, studying his moves, and preparing for every trick Jake might try. And let's be honest, if anyone can break down an opponent and find the perfect way to beat them, it's Mike Tyson. He's been there, done that, and knocked out some of the best in history. Jake's flashy knockouts and social media hype might get attention, but when you step into the ring with someone like Tyson, all that talk doesn't matter. This isn't the first time we've seen Jake Paul lose his cool. He's known as the problem child for a reason. He's had brawls with Floyd Mayweather and Nate Diaz, and we all remember that heated Mike Tyson press conference in New York City on August 18th. Jake has been stirring up chaos for a while now, but this backstage brawl, it was on another level.
Yeah, you had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. What about that, dog? I was ready before, you need a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurts?
I guess we'll have to wait and see how everything turns out. That's all I've got for today. What do you think about this recent brawl? Leave your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace out.